Hey guys, here I am playing with my new toy. It's a tile cutter. Now, basically, you put your tile in here, you draw a line on it with this lovely thing, which is a diamond cutter. Now, it lets you put the wheel down and check that you're lining up with your little marker. Then you push that all the way along. It'll make a dreadful noise, I'm just not doing it now. And then when you're done, you can push down with this and it can break, or if it's a longer tile, you can just lean on each side and it will crack along the line. Well, most of the time it will crack along the line. This is easier than an angle grinder. We were told, oh, you've got to use an angle grinder, it's a big thick concrete tile. And as you can see, yeah, it's a pretty big thick concrete tile. But anyway, we've discovered this works great. So, I'll just let you know about that. This is the bathroom that I'm cutting tiles for. So you can see the green, that's the waterproofing and termiting, because I live in a wooden house. And we've laid it all out so we can be happy and start at the edge of the shower. So the edge of the shower has one big tile, so it's much less likely to ever get water through it. Now the little white things, which are little crosses, here I'll show you one. That is a spacer. That makes it nice and even. Now you don't have to get too carried away. If you need slightly less or slightly more, you can make the gap a little bit more, like when I'm making the edge of this door perfect. But all in all, because you don't need expansion joints. This is just a make it pretty thing. So, lots of ways to lay tiles, of course. This is the dry run. We're going to get every little spot perfect. Then I'm going to mark each tile. Now the way I do that is a whiteboard marker, so it will rub off, and I will test that before I'd use it. And then I will put on the first row A1, A2, next row B1, B2, B3, and on I will go. Because you see, then I have to stack it all up on the far side or wherever I'm going to start from. Put down the glue, put down the tile, check it with my spirit level, which I can't see at the moment, but I've got one somewhere, and then let it dry. Once it's dry, we'll grout it. Anyway, this is basically step number one. Now, I'm getting to the tricky part of having to cut tiles lengthways. Now, I'm not even sure this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. Now, when you're cutting, now first off, tiles do not have grain like wood, so you're not fighting that. So it ought to be able to cut it lengthways or across. Even when you're cutting off a little bit though across, and I think that's the issue we've got here, you just don't get the leverage like you do when you're cutting a whole 90 centimetre board. Snap, easy. Cutting it, the smaller it gets, the harder it is. So once we've done this, we're going to take it over to the sharp edge of my stairs over there and give it a whack and hope for the best. Alrighty, I'll just show you what we're doing. So I've already done a line, but I'll show you again. Woo. And that's all we're doing, is pushing up there, and it'll make that lovely squeaky noise. And there we go, done. Then, if it was a longer tile, I could just push down and this little lovely thing here, it would snap it. But not going to happen today. Ah well, I will take it over to my stair and whack it and yell a lot, and eventually it'll crack, hopefully in the right place. If it doesn't, yep, I'm stuck with an angle grinder. Let you know how it turns out. Bye. here's an interesting bit. I've got to cut a tile to fit around this very awkward spot. You see how joyful that is? So what I'm going to do is take a trusty bit of old cardboard and I'm going to cut a template. Now my template will fill the whole hole so that I'm not thinking, oh golly, how far from the edge was it? Man, it's not too, yeah, that's what we're going to do, just to make it easy. There's a curve here, then another curve here. It's going to be a pain. Anyway, when we have a perfectly fitting piece of cardboard, then I'm going to stick it on this tile, cut the corner out, I think with an angle grinder, because I really don't think there's any other hope. I'll probably score it if I can with the tile cutter first, just to help. And then we'll see how we go. But this is one of the reasons you get more tile than you need, because this is the time when you will snap a tile. Anyway, we've done pretty well so far. So, fingers crossed. Okay, we've done it. We cut our nice little cardboard, and you see, it's a perfect fit. My edge is on the edge of the tile here. So I know exactly where to lay it, and now I've got to cut this wonderful dog leg so it can fit beautifully against the wall here. Now, if it is a little less, that's no tragedy, because there's going to be black grout around everything. So I can hide that with black grout. If it's too tight, that'll be a pain. But anyway, we've made it as neat as we can and hope for the best. Well, I'm going to go and play with an angle grinder now. Okay, here is my template. Just get it in the right spot, because I've carefully made it for the whole tile, not just a bit of it. Alright, now I'm going to mark it. Whoops. With my black pen. And then I'm going to sticky tape it up. Now I'm just going to finish marking it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Now, it's all marked up. Now we get our sticky tape. Now this is masking tape, okay? Now, they tell me you always cut from the surface that you're trying to look after. So you cut down into it, you don't cut from the back. So, I'm afraid you still do get a funny edge. Look at that lovely funny edge there. But the edges are going to be covered by black grout. Or along the edge, they'll probably have an edging board over them anyway. Not many have turned out like that. So we're going to try and avoid that around the door, and we're going to masking tape it up before we cut it. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, we're done. I think that's pretty neat. Now I have to just get out the angle blade. No, sorry, angle saw. Oh, whatever it's called. Oops. Here it is. Lovely old bruiser it is, isn't it? Anyway, I just got a new blade, but this one is exactly the right one, so until it stuffs up, it's the one we'll be using.